Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. It's World Watercolor Month 2026 and it is day 28. Y'all, we have showed up every single day for World Watercolor Month. I am super duper proud of me. And you know what? I'm super duper proud of you because you have been here to support this journey. OMG. Hello, Paula K. I hope you're still there. If not, have a great meeting. Hey, Rosemary. Hey, Cookie Wookie. Adrian. I like when you early birds come in. I'll be sitting here. I was on the phone. So I was just like, oh, I gotta go. I gotta push that button. But I was like, well, I'm off the phone. I did everything. And then I didn't have the camera set up. I was like, oh, shoot, hold on. You can't push the button yet. You don't have a button to push. So, how is everybody doing? I enjoyed my time yesterday. I really, really, really did. It's like, Keeks, oh my God, Keisha, I sent you a message. Girl, I've been missing. Look, I've been missing you. How you do the little heart thing? I've been missing you. Just like, oh, I feel like I missed the memo. Maybe you were gone on summer break or whatever. I feel like I missed the memo. I did. I feel like I missed it. And I was like, wait a minute. I ain't seen her in a while. Hi, Lydia. I literally just sent your email. I think day before yesterday, whatever have you. Got my coffee. Mm-hmm. Where did you send a message? I sent it as a matter of fact, let me see. It was whatever is connected to when you ordered the journal. When you ordered the journal, that's where I sent it. So it would have been whatever. Let's see, let's pull it up again. Make sure Keisha. Um, yeah, so I went to Keeks Hunt at the Outlook, the Outlook one. That's where it went. So if that was the wrong one, then you got to update me, girl. Update me. Send me an updated email. Because when y'all are not here live, I do. And when you're not here live after as long as I've been 28 days of World Watercolor Month, I'll be like, wait a minute, y'all, has anybody seen such and such and such? Or, because we all pretty much go from live to live to live, or video to video. So, I just be wanting to make sure that everybody's okay. That was it. Yeah, so it was to the Outlook. All right. So Zal here yet? So Zal, I got my coffee. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry. Messenger is the best way to reach out. You know what? I don't know why. I think it's because I was sending out emails and I put in the email address and yours popped up. I think that's what it was. I'll be forgetting about the messenger. I tell you, the only person I think I really talked to through Messenger, it will probably be Cookie Wookie. Like I'm not on Facebook like that, and so therefore the Messenger, I have to keep in mind that they are separate. Like I have a whole app for it, so I will try to do that. You're right, I could have did that. My bad, my bad. But okay, Zal is here. She said I am actually here. So yeah, we just wanted to let you know that we missed you. So this live, day 28 of World Watercolor Month, and yesterday's live, we had Maddie. Oh my goodness, it's made my heart feel really, really good to see some folks. Because I had questions. Not bad questions, not that we were gonna talk about anybody or whatever. It's just like, yo, I need you. Where you at? Because I need you when I'm not live. I need you like in the background of my life. Okay, Adrian, who else? Somebody else popped in. Ava Lee. Hello, Ava Lee. Ava Lee is back home, right? Adrian said, when you be doing those leaves, you almost had me with the watercolors. I was looking at paint. Listen, you ain't gotta look at no paint. I'd be happy to include some in the box. Don't look at none. I'll get you. Don't worry about it. You finishing up your coffee? This cup number two. It's been a hot morning. It's been a hot morning. When I say hot, it's been a lot of fire going on. Not that I had to put out some fires, but I was getting ready to start some fires. So I was just like, let me get me some coffee and go sit my tail down because I'll be in the studio and I'll be slapping some paint on some paper in a minute. So Adrian, after what I'm getting ready to do today, now I know you really, 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 really Really, really might want to do some watercolor. So anyway, letting go of what you cannot change is kind of was part of my devotional this morning. Because Mr. McCoy is off today. So I went to bed last night. I didn't go down any more rabbit holes. I started, but I put stuff up. I did. But I was trying to do some things. Let me show you what I did. I put a bird, I made a card last night. um Took my flowers. I finally committed to this being on the page. You see, I put splatter on it, and then I put in my big shot. I took the, what do you call it, the die cut, and put a little bird on there and put a sentiment. So this card is I was just very much so happy. So after I did this, I was just like, okay, Karen, you're not going down the rabbit hole, leave it alone, just go get up and then rest up. But before I went, I made sure that I understood the assignment for the machine. I had some clouds, cut some paper down, and then I put this on there, and I was like, yep, you understand the assignment. Now put it down and go to bed. So I didn't put nothing together, but I understand the assignment. I got it. This would maybe need to go on a bigger piece of paper, make a bigger whatever that is. I need to get with my terminology so when I do say stuff, y'all know what I be talking about. But I'm very proud of that. And I need to know, do y'all keep these? Like, do we do something else with these? I didn't know. I didn't throw it away. Oh, you need to come out of there. We're gonna do something like this today. So I'm gonna make some more flowers, like like the ones that I did, because I do like turning them into cards. Oh, let me get my clouds. So that's what I did do last night, and I'm very pleased with my big shot knowledge. I am very pleased. Oh Lord, did I cut this on Do Not Disturb? Because text messages keep coming in. What is that? I don't know what that is. Okay, let's close this. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna close this down because I want to be in the moment. So hey Darcy. Darcy says you can use it as, oh yeah, I can. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about it. It is a stencil. Duh. Like, see what I'm saying, y'all? That's why we need each other. That is why we need each other. I didn't even think about that, Darcy. So what you're saying, Darcy, is I can make my own little stencil by keep cutting these out, and then I have a bunch of little birds on there and slap it on the gel plate and just have birds everywhere. Got it. Got it. Get it. Get it. Boom. Now let it roll. Okay, so that was fun. Just that. That was fun. That yellow and blue together was beautiful, wasn't it? And I got a lot of paper over here. I've moved some stuff around in my studio to accommodate now card making. But I think my card making and my gel printing are trying to compete. It needs to be functional. It doesn't need to just be storage, but it needs to be functional, and it still needs to be a representation of me, which means it still needs to be pretty, right? So I don't just need to have, I'm going to do a walk maybe before the end of this live. I'll do a walk of what's literally behind me because it's paper stuff over there. Then I got carts. I'm just not feeling it right now. And because now card making combined with my gel printing, combined with my watercolor, I need all of it to kind of be combined, but I can't combine the storage. Y'all, that's probably everybody else's, dilemma too. It's like where to put stuff. I don't know. And if it is, put in the chat. Yeah, I feel you. I get it. Right. But we're not giving up. I'm not giving up. So letting go of what you cannot change was part of my devotion this morning. And so welcome to World Watercolor Month, day 28. I am super duper excited that you all are here today. Y'all still riding out with me. I am. Like, whether you've been painting, whether you've been creating, whether you've been using another medium, or you've just been sitting quietly with your cup of coffee, just listening, hanging out in the chat, I do appreciate it. I really, 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 really do. I do not take it lightly that there are some names that I have seen every single day in the live. And when you haven't been able to be on the live, you've hit me up on Team Replay. Team Replay, We love you just the same. There's no, I can't separate. I know Team Replay, a lot of people's like, I miss the lives because they want to be in the chat because the chat is where it's at, right? So today we're going to enjoy the beautiful watercolor, the beauty of watercolor. And I'm going to use, I pull back out my granulating watercolors, my two-tone tourmaline granulating watercolors, because when you talk about healing colors, this is what I use these colors, this granulations for, is because I can't control things that are going on in life. And when these two-tone tourmaline watercolors were introduced in my life, they just make me feel real good. Now, making a flower out of them, I just did that. Like I did it when I got them. I was like, I don't like that, right? But Saturday, if you were hanging out with me and Bitty Penny, you saw how she just walked, we walked that thing out, and now here it is. Hey, Mariah. Now you see how it is, right? I've made a flower out of it, and I've taken them and put them on. These are my stamps, and that's, I left that one blank. I decided to leave it blank. But these are the two-tone. These are granulating watercolors right here as well. And I'm just saying, don't give up, right? Don't give up. So during my time this morning, and I'm using my favorite Fabriano watercolors. And Jackson actually has a sale. If you've never tried Fabriano, if you want to try Fabriano, or you like Fabriano and you need some more, Jackson has a sale right now. I think it's 10 or 15% off. We like a sale. I'm going to kind of just use this full piece of paper. I'm going to use this full. Hey, Zippy is. Oh yeah, how's Ronan? Yeah, thank you, Cookie, for mentioning Ronan. Yes, we want to know all the things. Mariah, I know you feel me. I think so because you and P were talking about wood and like the storage things. That's why I have the toolboxes. That's why I bought the Yukon toolboxes. So right now I have four toolboxes that has streamlined like paper and paint. It has taken stuff. So I emptied out four carts, right? Four carts of stuff, and now it's in my toolbox drawers. Y'all know the two Yukon toolboxes that the men usually put the tools in. I brought them in my studio, and I have four of them. Okay, so that really made it good because on this side we got overflow of paints because y'all know we don't want to run out of paint. And on my desktop, everything that's on my desktop is kind of for decoration. And over to the left is the sewing area, which is because it's World Watercolor Month and I've been here 28 days and I don't do just one piece of paper where I would have 28 pieces of paper. No, we've been doing paper after paper after paper. And sometimes we have like 15 papers from one day. All that stuff is over there. So I'm getting a little overwhelmed. I am a little, I'm a lot OCD, but I try to tell myself I'm a little OCD. But right now I'm getting overwhelmed because it's a lot of stuff. Pulling out the big shot and pulling out the card making stuff because it was out because I gel print on my paper. So pulling out the other stuff kind of is just like, wait a minute, I think you need to decide what needs to be priority. So if y'all have suggestions, like for you mixed media artists that do card making and do all the things, do you pull your stuff out based on what you're getting ready to do? In that space. I'm talking about in this space right here. Everything outside of the desk is going to be stored in its perspective place, right? But when I got Darcy. I saw like how Darcy does her. She cleans it up, and like she says, then when you do something, it's like it's back where it needs to be. I mean, it's right back. So is it counterproductive though? Like I don't know. I'm asking for me. I ain't asking for a friend. Hi, Lindaville. I saw something about Jen SM. Look, I'm finna be like P. Jen SM 2025. Welcome to Create Joy Studio, where we slap paint on paper so that we can heal one brushstroke at a time. Is there another name that you would like us to call you? Or Gen S? I'll just call you Gen S or SM or 2025. You tell me. So that way we can welcome you in. So welcome, welcome. Lindaville. Oh, that coffee is amazing. Mm. Mm-mm. Y'all, Mr. McCoy fried the chicken last night. He didn't put it on the grill. But in his defense, I didn't say put it on the grill. I thought he was on the live yesterday, and I thought he got the instructions, but he didn't. He was up by till 11 o'clock last night, so didn't have chicken last night. Don't have chicken today. Okay, and remember I told y'all I do keep my water from when I use my um two-tone. Hold on. We can't show these without showing the box. Because I need everybody to understand why I bought these daggum paints. Out of all the paints that I own, these are the most expensive paints that I've ever bought. I treated myself last year for World Watercolor Month because I feel like watercolor was my thing. I feel like it is. And now that I added these are what brought in healing colors. Like when I think of healing, I think of I think of using the Magello, right? And so I did find, I think it was on Jackson, I did find where you can buy them in smaller sets. You don't have to buy the whole set like I did. I mean, I just was treating myself and I just wanted to have fun with them. Oh, I don't need that color. Hold on. We need to start with a dark color. And so today I'm going to be doing granulating underpainting. It seems to be the word. It's stuck. It sticks. I got it. We got plain paper. What do I need? What do I need? I need some water. There we go. We needed another color. There we go. Lighter. So these are my granulating watercolors. Water. So granulating watercolor water, right? I don't throw it away. And the reason being, I really don't throw my other water away, but eventually I do. But the granulating water, the water. So let me back this up. Let me pause. Hold on. So when you have granulation in watercolors, right? Hi, Bernadette. When you have granulations in watercolors, the water is just as beautiful as when I take it and put it down on the paper. You still get the granulations. That thing is still playing on it, right? So, let me stir this up. You got to stir it up because, all the stuff goes to the bottom. All right. So, and then you go and you put it in there. See the difference? Like I mixed it up and now this is a true green, right? And then you kind of come over here and take all of this and mix it up. You can see the granulations over here. And y'all have to excuse, I splattered something and this was open. So I got yellow splatter. Then we just kind of go in and just kind of drop the paint in the wet spots. I was gonna pull out my crystals with this, but I was just like, nah, I don't think I want to mix them right now. I think I want these to show up by themselves so that they can, be beautiful. And I'm going to cover this page with nothing but color because it's healing colors. Um, I need to play with my granulating watercolors. I bought the Kuretake ones. I have not played. I don't. I didn't. I've never had the Kuretake granulating watercolors. When I went to granulating watercolors, I went straight in. I went Holbein and Daniel Smith, and then these. I never had any other ones, so I feel like I need to back up a little bit and go and kind of do a comparison and see how it works out. Let's put that over there. Y'all know green is my color. Green is my color. Green is my color. I'm gonna green represent newness for me. Green represent grass growing. Green represent something that's growing good out of nothing. You put something you throw a seed out in the yard, and if you throw it in something, some soil or whatever, you're gonna get something out of it, right? So that's where we are. But in my devotional this morning, I had to tell myself that, Karen, you gotta let go of some things that you just cannot change. Like you gotta let go of some people that you cannot change. You gotta let go of some supplies that you just can't change that they don't make you happy. Like you like them, you like when other people use them, but you know what Di says, you use it or lose it. And if you're not using it, then bless somebody else with it. And if I haven't used it in like 2 years, I feel like I need to just let go, right? Because there are things in life we wish we could change. We may wish someone, in our lives would just treat us differently, right? Especially if we have that kind of thing where we just want everybody to be happy. Just like I want to show up and be all that I can be, and then I want them to be proud of me, right? Usually we have that kind of thing with our mother father relationship, or friends. you know you go to school, you meet friends, and they turn out to be fabulous and doing all these great and wonderful things, and then you tell yourself, oh, but I'm just the artist over here on YouTube, or I'm just over here, I'm just a teacher, or I'm just whatever your jest is. And then somebody else sees your worth, but you don't see your worth, right? You need to let go of that. So letting go is a decision. It really is. And we cannot go backwards and rewrite every chapter of our lives, right? We've done it. We've tried to do it. All I want to encourage you to do today is move forward. Make a decision. Remember, this month we're trusting the process. It's World Watercolor Month. We're trusting the process. Just like I sat in this chair, I'm trusting that this chair is going to hold me through this live. I'm trusting that I'm slapping this paint on this paper. And Fabriano said that this paper is 140 pounds and it's going to hold all the water that I'm getting ready to slap onto it. I'm trusting it. I didn't have a conversation with the paper. Say, paper, paper, you going to do what you said? On the package paper, it says you're 140 pounds. Paper, you going to hold up? I didn't do that. Right? So sometimes it's just a decision to just trust the process, do what you got to do, and move on. Now, we may wish the relationship had worked out in the past, if you go back. But here's the thing: what you can do with that, learn what did or didn't work for you. Because it's two people in a relationship. You can only handle who? You. Over here at Create Joy Studio, remember, we only take care of what we can do with ourselves. Right? And we got to let go of trying to people please. We're not here to people please. Okay, let me pause. I got to see some new people popping in. Okay, Linda Ville says, I pull everything into my living room while craft. Oh, she says she pulled everything into my living room while crafting that I need for the project. Then after that, I put everything back in the cabinet. Okay, okay. Glue gun, scissors, paint. Okay, got it. Welcome to Create Joy Studio, Miss Misery 332. And then we got Janie, Janie Living Skies Color Creative. That's a mouthful. Good morning. Welcome to Create Joy Studio, where we slap paint on paper so that we can heal what? One brushstroke at a time. And today is World Watercolor Month, day 28. I am super duper excited that you are here. We are. All right, did we? Let me go back. I feel like I missed something, but I feel like Cookie got it. Okay, if there's any questions, do the at slapping paint on paper and I'll see it. Or if you do it at Create Joy Studio, because I'm in the chat, but I'm in the chat as Create Joy Studio. I forgot to pull up my other chat. Y'all know the one. I forgot. But welcome. I like the Woomers and the Kiritaki. Watercolors are your jam. Well, you in the right place. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, let's put some more of this down. But I've realized this month, yo, this month. Well, I realized kind of this year, but really this month, it really grabbed me. Is I can't change people. I can't change some things. So I just really have to let go. Right. So, and I can't go back. That's what I was saying. I can't go backwards and rewrite every relationship I've been in, everything that went wrong with raising 7 children. I can't go back. All I can do is go back to those situations and be like, Karen, what could you have done better? Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, Simon, please can I trouble you to pull out your Blick palette? Just so my friend can see. Oh, sure. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go get it because I put all that stuff up. Hey, Lynn. I probably should have put my colors, because y'all know my watercolors are in this beautiful case, clear case, 3 drawer case. They are on display. I should have probably put them on the desk because it was World Watercolor Month, and I didn't. They were just piling up. Okay, so here is my, is this, okay, can you trouble to pull out that new, oh, pull out your new Blick palette? Is this my Blick palette? Is that what we're talking about? See what I have linked for them. Watercolor. Yeah. Blick of, okay, so this is the Blick palette, which is, these are all Blick watercolors. But then these right here that I'm using right here are Mission. These are different. So I just want to make sure we're talking about, we're talking about the same thing. Because yeah. Yes, I'm checking the link here. Okay, cool. These are, oh my, these are amazing. So these are Blick, and Blick still have some because they're discontinuing their their brand. That's all they're doing. They're discontinuing their brand because they took out, took took over McPherson. Is that it? McPherson. And they're doing, now they don't need two brands, two in-house brands. So they're you track. You track, no, you, what is it? You see, I don't put everything up. Whatever that other brand is. And they're the same. I did a comparison and they're just as creamy, yummy, light fast, all the things, they're just not as creamy as like a Daniel Smith or a Rosa Gallery, but these are just as good. And these are tubes. So if you like tubes, go grab yourself. Look at this yumminess right there. I love that. The basis, I'm trying to make it as green as I can, but we're just going to continue slapping it down. Look at that one. Look at that. Look at that. Go in there and get some more of that. And if you want to know about any of these colors I'm putting down, I pulled the box out so I can let you know. Can let you know. So, oh, those are so pretty. Put that right there. I forgot. I think it was Kathy Grant said that the granulation that was going on right here, she just took a picture of just the palette. And I also like to be on porcelain. So, I like the way the paint slides across. And you can see the granulation like right there. It is very much so beautiful. So there we go. So earlier today, like I said, in my devotional, I just wanted to inspire somebody that if you got something that's going on in your life right now and you're trying to figure out how to keep incorporating it into your life, you might need to just let it go. You just might need to let it go. And letting go is not always very freeing and it might not always feel good. But sometimes if it's your sanity or you showing up with peace, love, joy, sometimes you might have to let it go. Right. And sometimes the decision, you might have to repeat it over and over and over again to yourself. You might have to tell yourself, I cannot change what happened, but you know what? I'm not even going to deal with that today. And then keep telling yourself, you know what, self, we're going to let this go. Just let it go. Let it go. Okay, they want to apologize to me. Let it go. They want to keep being right. Let it go. It's a song. It looks like another love TKO. I think I better let it go. Because you can't keep carrying something that is costing you your peace, right? That is where letting go really, really begins for me, is having peace. If I'm not going to have peace, I'm not going to have, number one, I'm not going to have whatever continues to cause the BS in my life. It's not going to be there. Remember, we set up these boundaries. We set up these boundaries, right? Set these boundaries up. And sometimes when we set these boundaries up, we got to do what? What we got to do? We got to put some fire on the fence. And when we put the fire on the fence, that's a clear indication that whoever that person is, they're not coming in. They can't come in until you cut the fire off. You deserve to be treated with respect. Stop trying to control what is not yours. That's what my devotion told me. I'm talking to me, y'all. I ain't talking to y'all. Y'all just happen to be privy on this conversation that I'm having with myself because it's World Watercolor Month and I said I was going to be here for 28 days. I said I was going to be here for the whole month. And on day 28, I will be sitting here telling myself, Karen, don't worry about it. Just let it go. Just let it go. You do not have to go there. You do not have to show up. You do not have to entertain them. Just let it go. Right? That's what I was telling myself this morning. Hi, Julia. How are you this morning? And hi, Alicia. Yes. Y'all let me know anything you need. If I can answer it, I do my best. Or either sometimes we have to ask Mr. or Mrs. Google. We do. Because again, I am not all things because I show up to slap paint on paper for my own sanity's sake. And sometimes I don't follow the rules. Why? Because it brings me peace to slap the paint down on the paper and not really have to worry about, oh, is that right? Or is that enough water? Is that how they say it? Do it? I don't care. This brings me peace, just slapping paint on the paper, not worrying about what it looks like, not worried at all. Okay. So, one of the hardest lessons in my life that I've had to realize is I cannot control other people, right? I cannot control their choices that they make. I can't control their opinions of me. And I cannot control whether they change, whether they even apologize, whether they leave, stay, come, go, do, don't. I can't. But what I can do is I can communicate clearly. I can set them boundaries and put that fire on there. I can make a healthy decision for me, but we cannot manage another person's heart or mind. People are going to be who they are. What I've learned, I was talking to somebody this morning, and what we decided is that these people are just going to be who they are. But if we're gonna continue to be in their life, then we have to say what we want, right? Because it's a we thing. Like imagine being in a marriage and you never telling your spouse, male or female, what you want, and you expect them, because women, we're very guilty of this sometimes. We expect them to read our mind. And then when they don't, then we get surefire mad and be ready to, throw the garbage can at them. Be like, well, you should know. That's the end result. Like, why don't you know? Well, you didn't tell me. That's usually a man's response. Well, you didn't tell me. And then in my response, I'd be like, well, after all this time, you don't know? Like y'all know my thing for Mr. McCoy is you go to Subway, you should know by now. Don't ask me what I want. I want the same thing. I have not changed in the years we've been married. I want the same thing. And I don't want mayonnaise on it, and I do not want tomatoes on it, and don't want black olives. It's the same thing. It hasn't changed. It hasn't changed in 17 years we've been married. If it change, if it does change, then I feel like it's my duty to let you know. But until I let you know, that's where it is, right? So we can't expect people to read our mind. And I know. We're grieving, we've lost, we've suffered things. We want them to know that, oh, she's sitting there, she's just not good. Or she's been in the studio all day. Maybe I should peep in and ask her, is she okay? Maybe I shouldn't just leave her to herself. Maybe I need to, right? Or maybe you don't. Or maybe you put up a boundary for yourself. Don't know. So for me, like I told Mr. McCoy, if I cut about 5 acres in one day, you might need to ask me, am I okay? Because normally I'm really gonna, I'm gonna do it little bit by little bit, just because I like cutting the grass. I love putting lines in my grass. But if I do more than 2 acres at one sitting, something might be wrong. And we're not having an event at the ranch too, something might be wrong. Right. And you might need to just kind of be like, yeah, hey, I'm just checking in. You good? And be ready for the growl if I snap back. I mean, I'm telling y'all, this is what I do over here. Remember, I'm a little too transparent over here. I want you to know, y'all not the only one over here trying to keep from knocking folk out. I'm over here trying to keep from cussing folk out. Because I feel like that cussing demon done kind of woke up, and I'm trying to put it back up, but it's just been out for the last week. And I have not had a problem using them what they call them things that identify what a noun is, um, pronouns or adjectives. I've just been using them a little too much, and I know it. So this morning I had to do my devotion. I was just like, God, I'm tired of it. Like, can you just cut it off again? And he's like, well, you can cut it off, but you got to let go of what made it happen. I was like, darn, that's cold. Like, really? Like the next scripture that came along and say, let go. You can't do things in your own power. So it's like Peter. Peter said, every time I tried to do good, bad was right there. So don't lose no sleep over decisions that belong to someone else. Just decide to let it go. Just decide to show up and be the best version of you that you can be. Right? Don't wait on somebody else to say you're doing a good job. Don't wait on somebody else to say, well, hey, you need to stop cursing. You need to stop using them little adjectives. Well, first of all, nobody can hear me except for the grass and maybe the dogs. Mr. McCoy heard me a couple days, but he didn't hear it a lot, a lot. But he heard it more than he's heard in this marriage, because that's a clear indication that Karen is mad. When she start using them words, that lets you know that she's mad. But in that is also part of my emotional maturity too. It's just like, wait a minute. All right, why am I mad? Why did you go to that extreme? It's like it just really pissed me off. So, okay, well, now this is what you need to do, Karen. You need to let go. Why? Because it's no longer serving you. It's taking your peace. It is pulling your heart apart. It is doing all the things contrary to what you want in your life. You want peace, Karen. So you got to let it go because it's not serving you. And sometimes many people continue down the bad part of that and just be like, bump it, right? Sometimes they have helped us survive. Sometimes just holding on some things did help you survive. But in this season, Karen, you said you want peace. You said you want, like I had to talk to myself and tell myself, you said you didn't want anything that was going to take your peace. You didn't want anything that was no longer healthy for your life right now. So you're going to have to let this go, right? Maybe you learned how to shut things down emotionally because it felt safer for you. I've done that. Like I've put it in and packed it in. You know how we pack up suitcases? That's what I've done. I feel like for the last like I know since my sons died. I packed it in. I packed it in. Like they said this or they said that or they did this or they did that. I packed it in. I've continued to pack it in. And I feel like last week the luggage, I didn't have any more luggage to pack it in. It's just like it popped open. And whatever popped open popped out because I couldn't pack it in no more. Right? I was done. Like you remember this year I told y'all I'm tired. I'm trying my best to not people please because being afraid of the rejection or being afraid of not feeling worthy, right? But maybe you become a people pleaser because you were afraid of the rejection, right? Maybe you stayed silent because you didn't want the conflict. That was me. I'm done. I'm here for it. Let's go toe to toe. Let's do it. Like I told Mariah yesterday, we finna be Patty. We're gonna have to figure out a good name for it because I don't want it to be somebody's name. Like I don't want it to be Petty Patty because then I'm not calling, that's about like they like, oh, you don't do the Karen or don't do the Becky or Becky, whatever, the names. I want it to be something that is not anybody's name, but petty. I don't want to bring up old things that had old beliefs or old expectations, or this was the one thing that got me. I do not want to be the old version of myself, right? And I know what I saw come up out of that little box. I just like, yeah, I done seen that girl before. Don't nobody want to be bothered with her. Cause she can just, man, Bernadette will tell you. I'm just not the one to be messed up with. That's why I feel like God knew the timing. If there was ever a good time, God knew the timing for me to lose my son. Because the old Karen wouldn't have been quiet and everything like I did. But I sat back, I trusted the process, and I knew that it was going to be all right one day. And it's still not all right. So I'm still waiting on the day where it's just like I can really say, okay, I get it. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. But you're allowed to say, I do not live like that anymore. And that's what I'm saying. I had to tell myself, Karen, you don't want to be that person. You want to take those two people, you kind of want to combine them, and you want to know when you need to explain a decision. And if you need to go there with some explicit, you do know how to pull out words that still say the same thing. But then, depending on who you're talking to, they might need a dictionary for that. And then you got to go straight. Be like, so and so, you didn't understand what the and so I meant. Okay, well, let me give it to you like this. So I need to take both of those and kind of combine them, because I think the one side of me, it does bring me peace to just tell somebody, well, get the flip and flop out of my way, because I'm trying to hone in on my zen over here. I'm trying to find my peace, and you are keeping that from me. So I'm allowed to choose my peace. And how you do it, that's on you. Now, these are healing colors for me. Look at that. Look at these colors. Look how they're showing up. Now, I'm going to spray this. Because why? Because I can. Because I want it to be very much so. I want it to do its thing. Look at, look at. Ooh, look at. So, y'all, that was just a little, just a little snippet of my morning of having to talk to myself and tell myself that, you can't tell other people to let it go. And here you are, you won't let it go. But it's been a long time since I've had to let something go. Right? And what I realize is I do not have to remain connected to what continues to harm me. I'm allowed to choose peace. I'm allowed to put up a fence, put some fire on it, because the old version of me, she doesn't even feel comfortable being here. The old version is like, wait a minute, why we out? It's like I've let a tiger out and they're just like, wait, what am I supposed to do now? Like the tiger's been in captivity since birth, and you put it out in the wild, and it's like, wait, what am I supposed to do? It's like you're supposed to hunt for yourself. You've been feeding me all these years. Why I got to go hunt for myself? I want you to keep feeding me. And that's that's kind of like how I was feeling. Just like, no, no, we don't want that. So let go of the need for it. Just let go. And I'm talking to me, y'all. Y'all just just enjoy the painting. I'm telling me, let go, girl. Just let it go. Let it go. Sing. Who sings that song? Looks like another love. TKO. Is it Marvin Gaye, or I can't remember. See, Graham needs to be here. Graham knows it all. Mariah might know. Looks like another love. TKO. Like the knockout. He was talking about a relationship, but I'm over here. It's life. For real, for real. Many people remain stuck because they're waiting for someone else to give them closure. I'm not going to do that. I'm not waiting on an explanation anymore. I'm not waiting on an apology that feels good to my heart and my soul anymore. I'm just not doing it. I'm not going to even wait for somebody to admit that they did what they did, right? Because still the apology might seem like, "Oh, you're just apologizing to make you feel better." So sometimes the person who caused the pain, for me, emotionally, maybe they're not capable of giving me what I need. Now that right there is a good reason to let it go. Teddy Pendergrass. Oh, it was Teddy Pendergrass. Okay, thank you, Sal. So in order to live a life that is pleasing to you, y'all, we got to please ourselves. Not everybody else all the time first. We got to please ourselves. And that's where, when I finish with this live today, I'm going to really, really, really hone in on really going deeper with that in my journal. Y'all know my emotional intelligence journal. I'm going to really, really walk it out, because it did spark something in me, that I talk a good talk, but I wasn't walking my own walk. And this morning when I was doing my devotion, and I feel like God did it on purpose, just like, hey, you tell people to let stuff go, and here you are, you holding on to something. How's that feeling for you? And I'm just like, it's not feeling too good, right? It's painful, but it's my reality, right? So if y'all are on this same journey that I'm on right now, just let it go. And I know it might be easier said than done, but we have to work it out. We have to work it out. We're gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. We gonna be all right. And what's his name? Ty Tribbett. He sings that song. We gonna be all right. I need to put that on and have it on every morning, because we gonna be all right. But y'all know where the emotional maturity in that is? We're honest with ourselves to say, we're honest to say, right? We're honest to say, I just can't do it in my own will. Like, yes, I want to hold on to it. Yes, I want to be petty about it. Yes, every time you turn around, I want to say something about it. But is that going to make me feel better? No. I know what I will no longer accept. So now I'm going to choose to move forward and I'm going to put a fence up and I'm going to put some fire on it. That's okay. And hey, check this out, y'all. Just because we put boundaries up and we put fire on the fence, that doesn't mean that we don't love these people. That doesn't mean that they're excommunicated out of our lives. That's not what it means either. That just means now you're prepared for whenever this person comes around, that you know that it could be a possibility that they can do the same BS that they've always done. But your peace will still remain dependent on you, not someone else. You have to take responsibility. Once they've already showed you their true colors, right? You already know what their true colors are all about. Forgive them and move on. That's what we're doing. Now, I'm going to have to tell myself that probably 10, 15 times a day. So y'all probably going to hear that every day the rest of the month. Maybe next month. Maybe next month I'll probably do a whole series on it again, because it's come back up. What it was last year or 4 or 5 years ago was me forgiving the people that killed my son. Now it's a whole different thing. What we need to do is kind of put it in a box and be like, all right, this is how you forgive somebody, right? Not whether you know them, not whether they deserve it or not. They might not even deserve it. Not whether they're accepting responsibility, none of that. You have to do it for your own peace of mind. That's what I was telling myself, is you got to do it, Karen, because you said your number one core value in life is peace. This is so beautiful. I just want to keep slapping paint on it, but I need it to dry because we're going to do something else to it. You could be like, what could you possibly do? What else could you possibly do? You'll see. You'll see. Hold on. Hang with me. This is literally, if I wasn't doing the live, this is literally what I'd be doing. I was glad that I went live early today, so that way I didn't have to go all day trying to not paint, because I like to kind of have a fresh conversation with myself. I just invited y'all in. I just pushed the live button, right? And then here's the thing. When we look back and criticize our decisions that, we've made about people hurting us and my grieving world, we come back and we kind of say something like this is what I said this morning. I was like, you should have known better. You knew it was gonna happen, right? And it's just like, but that's not gonna make it any better, Karen. So what? Just let it go, right? But sometimes, I have to give myself compassion on my healing journey. And healing requires, I found it requires two things. Healing requires truth and honesty. You got to be true to yourself that it hurt, and you have to be honest with yourself that you're going to heal. Those two go together. That's what I've learned. That's what grief. You got to be honest about the feelings. Like, yes, my heart hurts. Got to be truthful about it. And then the honesty part in the grief journey is, yes, I want to heal. The next question, then you ask these questions. You ask a whole bunch of questions that line up with truth and honesty on your grief journey. And remember, grief is anything that makes your heart hurt. Mine just happened to be that I'm the mother of 7 children and I've lost 2 of the 7. I'm a grandmother of 14 children and I've lost my first granddaughter. So for me, mine happens to stem from loss of pain and standing beside caskets. Letting go was not to erase the love. Letting go of all the things that happened, it wasn't to hurt me. It was to grow me. I've learned so much from both of their passings that I've become more aware that when I forgive somebody else, I have to forgive myself first. I have to forgive myself for just not knowing that maybe the person was going to hurt me. They didn't mean to. Nobody sets out to really, well, some people set out to hurt people, but majority of the time in relationships, people don't set out to hurt people. Like, they really don't. All right. But when you are truthful about it and honest, right? You take responsibility where it needs to be. Remember that. You don't give it a permanent home inside of your own heart and just then now you're beating yourself up because somebody else hurt you. Now, the person that took my son's life, yes, they hurt me. Am I going to sit over here and live in it? I was for a minute. And then I had to say, I have to be truthful about it. Yes, I am mad. I have to be truthful about it. Yes, I would like to see them held accountable in a way that would make their mother hurt. And then I had to go back and be honest with myself and say, well, do you want that? No, I don't. You see how that works out? So slapping paint on paper saved my whole sanity. Slapping paint on paper made my life a little bit easier to live with. And now I know that the main thing I want when I slap paint on paper is I want peace. Now, when the day comes that slapping paint on paper doesn't make me comfortable, makes me feel better, and lets me know that I can walk away from anything, I'm quite sure I'll find something in the studio that does. But I don't ever think that slapping paint on paper is gonna just walk away and say, I can't help you anymore. Because why? I've decided that I'm going to be truthful with myself and I'm going to be honest with myself that my grief sometimes make me want to slap the taste out of somebody's mouth. But I can't live in the regret of it all. I have to take responsibility that yes, it hurt. And yes, I want to heal. But the people that did it, they're out there living their lives. Or the people that lied to me, they're out there living their lives. They're not really taking responsibility and caring about my feelings. They only care about themselves. So, what we need to do, we need to let go. And letting go doesn't mean we don't love. Sometimes we struggle to let go because we believe releasing that pain means that we're releasing the person that we love. No, this can be especially difficult when grief is involved. Ask me how I know. Because letting go of the suffering made me feel like I was letting go of my son and my daughter. To smile again made me feel bad, made me feel real bad. It's like, wait a minute, I'm over here living my life. Wait a minute, I'm supposed to still be crying. What's going on? But I prayed and I asked God to give me peace. I asked Him to give me my joy back. So on that journey, that's exactly what He is doing. And in the same time, I'm letting go. Letting go doesn't mean that I'm forgetting them. Okay, chat start moving. Hold on. Authenticity. I like that. Art. Oh no, it's art and art and let me see. All art and all. Oh Lord, I'm glad y'all can't see what I'm doing. Authenticity. My twin sister passed a year before two grandparents. A year later, my grandfather. 4 years after, my dad. Ooh, grief could be a gift if you let it. I am so sorry for the loss of your children. Thank you. Listen, I am sorry to have to read all of that, but you're absolutely right. Grief could be a gift if you let it. If you let it. Here I am. Here we are. 19 years after my daughter and granddaughter's death, 7 years after my son's death. That is very, very true. I would not be here. I wouldn't have joy. I wouldn't be anything of what I am right now if I hadn't lost. So that is very, very true. And that's the thing. Some people think just like, so you're saying it was okay that you lost. No, that's not what I'm saying. But you're asking me that question based on a place of you haven't lost anything. So you can ask me that. Like, remember I told y'all the person asked me, well, I can't believe you still believe in God. You still serve God. And you still got faith and all the things. Where was your God when your son was killed? My God was in the same place he was when his son was hanging on the cross when he was killed. You can't take it and try to be so literal with it. And so therefore, that's why I don't worry about it. Just be like, hey, walk this out for yourself, Karen. It's not everybody's journey. Yes, I do believe if it wasn't for the God that I serve, I wouldn't even be able to be sitting here talking to y'all. Let's just start there. Okay, art, authenticity. Art plus authenticity. Authenticity. It's a tongue twister. Just like World Watercolor Month 2026, day 28. Say that. World Watercolor Month. Keep saying that. Now I want to get you. Losing my twin brought me closer to God. We had a shared death experience. So, amen. Yes. So, my sister in law, because those that know, Mr. McCoy has twin sisters. And that's what happened. the twins. So the twins, one of the twins passed in 2013. And it's a thing. That's what, you look at it from that. I don't know what that would be like because I don't have a twin sister. I have twins and I know what it's like for them, but both of them, they haven't lost each other. But I do know when one went to the dentist and the other one was at school, I basically had to go back and check the other one out because the pain that one twin was going through, the other twin was going through it too. So it's just a journey that we go through. And then here's the other thing, guys. This is a thing that I was talking to my son yesterday. Lived experiences can't be unlived. Everybody in this world has a lived experience. Wait, I missed one. Jane says, I know about grief. I have lost both a husband and a son. Oh, man. But I try every day to live a full, joyful life. They would want that. Yes. Yes, I know my son would be mad because he saw what I went through after my daughter and my granddaughter died. The conversation we had on Thursday, not even realizing that I was going to lose him on Friday. The conversation we had was basically him basically telling me what to do and to not spend time sitting up doing. Don't take 3 years to get over me like I did his sister. It took me 3 years. 3 years. I was just like I feel like I always say I was in an emotional coma, mentally. And then one day I just woke up, and then my life had changed. I was married. I was living in another country. Just like, wait a minute, what happened? And like Mr. McCoy was just like, well, what are you saying? Hey, I'm saying I woke up. I really, really woke up. So welcome to the channel because that's what I do over here. I literally not only talk about my grief journey, I get to show people how I wake up every day and live this life with two of the things that hurt me the most. I've lost my dad, but losing my children and losing my son the way I had to lose my son, that's all I can do. And so therefore I show up to help encourage other people that you can do it in time, and don't feel guilty about it. That's what I was saying. I felt so bad because I was living a life that it wasn't, I didn't feel the hurt no more. I didn't feel like my heart was about to burst wide open. Now some days I do get a punch in the chest, and I know that is just the fact that I'm not taking care of myself. And that's what happened this last week. That's what I realized. I haven't been taking care of myself, right? I had to realize that I'm carrying my love for the ones that I've lost, but I don't have to carry a constant pain. There's a difference. I can honor their memories without allowing the grief to consume every part of my being, right? I can carry their memories without being put in a situation and then people like want to talk about them and then I get real sad. I love talking about my son and my daughter. Like they're a couple of my children, it makes them sad to talk about their siblings. I can't relate to that. I haven't lost a sibling. She said, I denied myself the gift of art for years because of depression, but on the end, it's what healed me. You have a really nice group of people here reading the comments. Thanks for this. I'm happy that you're here, and I hope you at this point in time of the live, it's time for me to give that invitation. If you've been hanging out with me, you've been here for more than an hour now. If you haven't subscribed to the channel and you are liking what's going on right here and the chat is doing you some good service, even if you're not in the chat, you're in the balcony. We call the balcony, if you're not commenting in the chat, you're just up there hanging out. We appreciate that. I appreciate that. Do subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, that bell notification all, so that when I do go live, because it's World Watercolor Month, y'all know I'm gonna be here. I'm out the rest of the month. I mean, the rest of the month, the rest of this week, because this is it. Friday's it. But I'm also here on Mondays and Wednesdays, every Monday and Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's my regular time when we come and we hang out, right? How much longer will you be live for today? Another hour. I've been staying on about 2 hours. But here's the other thing. Because wait, today is Tuesday. Yeah, today is kind of like free flowing. After today, I mean, after my live, at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time today, we all pretty much go over to PM Artist Studio, and we hang out with Mariah and P over there, and they are. I'm just saying, Mariah is. I think she's gone now, but she was in the chat. If you saw PM Artist Studio, that's Mariah. And it's Tuesday. It's Tweak It Tuesday, so P will be over there. So after that, I do, other than do watercolor, I do gel printing. I'm a mixed media artist, but watercolor is what saved my whole sanity. So, World Watercolor Month, I give it its due. I go live every year for the last 2 years. I'm so proud of me. Wait, the last year. Did I do it the year before? I think I did. I'm not sure. But we hang out here, and I kind of it's not so much as what's going on the desk. Sometimes it's just usually me talking through my own grief and my own sanity, and because grief will make you cuss somebody out, you know. And then especially when it's people in your life that just doesn't understand. Be like, don't you know? Like today is the anniversary. Didn't you get the memo? I put it up. I put it on the calendar. That's how I feel. But I've stopped leaving my responsibility with other people. I'm so, which is why I'm saying I need to let go of what has me all bogged down right now. Just let it go. And I'm glad that I could, come on here, and y'all could be a sounding board for me to just let it go. And remind me, Karen, remember you said we have to let things go. And especially when it doesn't involve the loss of my children. Because, if I can get past standing beside caskets and saying goodbye to my daughter, my granddaughter, my son, there shouldn't be anything in life that I shouldn't be able to say, hey, okay, you know what? I've been through some things. I've walked in some pretty high stilettos. And until you walked in them stilettos, I'm not going to let you steal my joy today. Get over there because I got peace. Get over there because I choose peace. Get over there because it's my day, not your day. Get over there because I don't want to do it. And the words of P, no, don't want it. Don't want to do it. But we're working on it. We're getting better. I'm getting better. Getting better. So the next, because y'all know I got a grandma that's 99 going on 100. So I'm claiming the next 50 years of my life, I'm claiming that I'm going to live just as long as she's still living like I am. The next 50 years of my life, if the Lord so pleases, it's going to be a whole lot better than the last. Well, let's say 40, because well, let's say 30, because a lot of that I didn't have control over. I was a child, and the choices that happened, it wasn't mine. They were based on somebody else's bad decisions. As I tell my mom, and I'd be like, you know what? We just make some bad decisions as parents. Let's just own it and move on, right? It's okay. All right, I need this to be dry enough because of what I'm going to do to it. It's dry enough. I think it's dry enough. Y'all think it's dry enough? I think we need to do another one. Let's do another one. Why not? Because it's healing colors. It's very, very therapeutic to slap this paint on this paper and watch this granulations come up. Okay, so this morning you are packed with wisdom. Thanks you for sharing all of this. Surrender is one of the hardest things to learn. Yes. But the most rewarding. I got this stiletto. I got this stilettos. Girl, you got stilettos too. Woo-hoo. That's why I be trying to tell people, if you had to put my stilettos on and you tried to walk just 2 steps, I promise you'll break an ankle. I promise you would. It's just, and it's not that I'm being very, actually, yes, I am. I'm not gonna dummy down my walk. I'm not gonna dummy down my journey in life. It's been very hard to get to where I've gotten to, right? Like I've had to release the need to understand everything that's happened in my life, right? So when I say I got a t-shirt for that, I got stilettos that you can't walk in, those situations in my life, they may never make complete sense to other people. Some of it still don't make complete sense to me. But what I will not do is I'm not going to try to spend years asking why and still not receive the answer, right? All I want is what's going to bring me peace. And maybe you need to hear you can spend years asking that question and still not receive the answer that's going to bring you peace. Why my son had to get killed and be the way he was, I may never get the truth to the answer. Being triggered again with what's happening to Noah and watching his mother and father go through the same thing, it is very, very hard to watch. But I do know that healing begins when you stop demanding an explanation and start caring for your life. I feel so bad for that mother and father right now because they can't even start their healing journey because the world is now all in. And I feel bad for her because she's out here trying to defend herself from rude people. I just want to call her on the phone. I just wish I had a phone number. I wish somebody could get her an email or just send her one of my videos and I can tell her, baby girl, just get off. Cut your social medias off, cut all of it off so that you can start at least trying to remember your son in a way that nobody else can help you do it. Nobody can. All people are going to do is say, the first thing they want to do is call it a color thing. It has nothing to do with color. At the end of the day, that girl's son is dead. That's it. So I don't care what people are saying. And y'all know I had to get off social media because I'm not going to be one to go in the comments and say nothing. But I'm just like, in my heart was hurting. I was just sitting over here just crying for her. And I was just like, oh my God, these are some rude people. But y'all know what? They haven't lost anything. They haven't lost anything. Anybody that gets in her comments, anybody that says anything that is something like, y'all always make things out of color. It's not about color. If I give my lived experience, you give your lived experience, you happen to be white, somebody else give their lived experience and they happen to be Mexican, somebody else give we take five different people that are different, whatever they identify as. We all are going to bring five different lived experiences. And each one does not make the next one right or wrong. It just means that we get to come together to say, well, this is what happened to me when that happened in my life. And then you listen to the other person say, girl, well, this is what happened to me when that happened to me in my life. Let's not say, well, oh, it didn't happen to you because, oh, you white, that's why it didn't happen to you. That's why you didn't have to go to jail. That's not what that's where I wish we would just kind of, and this might be my ignorance, because y'all know I tell y'all I'm ignorant to some things. I am. Because I live over here on 10.5 acres, and my neighbors are 2.5 acres apart from me on either side. So a lot of this BS.com I do not have to deal with. I do not have a Karen coming up in my yard. The only Karen that comes up in my yard is me. So it might cause a lot of like, well, Karen, you just don't understand. Again, I'm speaking from my lived experience. So, in the words of P, I get to say what I want to say about what I've lived through. You get me? What I've lived through. Does that make it right or wrong about what somebody else didn't live through? No, it does not. So when you go to talking to me about somebody losing their child, and now we're going to put, because the friends just happen to be the color that they are, and now we're saying we can't get answers because of the color, I don't think that's it. I really don't. I don't think that's it. But again, I've had to deal with these same lawyers. I've had to deal with the same situation. And at the end of the day, when it was all over, said and done with, my son was still not with me. My son was still gone. Today, my son is still gone. Now, her son is gone. Yes, she wants answers. Yes, she wants to know what happened to him. Everybody wants to know. But right now, do we have to attack her? Do we have to attack her family? No, we need to be a little bit more, we need to have a little bit more compassion. And I know I'm asking a lot from the world because right now the world kind of got a pass on compassion. Because, the person in the White House could care less about compassion. He don't get it. He don't care. And that doesn't make it right or wrong with him. Y'all already know I would like to have 5 hours to sit down and have a conversation with him just so I can see what do you mean? Let's talk about that. How can you say that? Let's talk about it. I mean, without the cameras being on, all of that, I would love for it to just to have a conversation. Y'all already know. I just want to have 5 hours to have a conversation with the head of our country right now. I have gently pray for those people who gatekeep grief or who try to tell you how you should be feeling. They are not, not at all. As you said, yeah, and not at all. And you know what? And I will go a step further to say this. A lot of people who have grief, again, my lived experience, because when my daughter and my granddaughter died, right? This is what the church folks said. And I'm saying church folks because this is the church folk in my family. This is what they say. Well, you just need to trust the Lord and you just need to go on back to church and keep believing in the Lord. And the very person that I was mad and angry at was the person that they were telling me to go closer to. I was mad as hell at God. I was mad as hell at God. I didn't want to go to church. I didn't want to hear what nobody said. I didn't want nobody praying. The last thing I wanted to do was pray. Now, what I've learned now is to tell those people very, very carefully, you know what, that's what you need to do, but that's not what I need to do. Okay. First and foremost, I'm going to tell God, first off, He already knows how I'm feeling about Him because He knows, right? There's nothing He don't know. So He already knows, oh, Karen mad. And then do you think He care? No. Because before I was even conceived in my mother's womb, God already knew that I was going to be mad at Him on October the 4th, 2019. He already knew. So it wasn't new to Him. It was new to me, right? So I had to release other people's opinion. People will misunderstand me and ask me if I care. No. Why? Because I've stood beside not one, but two, but three caskets. Okay. Two of them at the same time. So I don't care if people judge me. This is my grief journey. I get to walk it out the way that I choose to. Now, do I love God? Yes, I do. Do I trust? Do I have faith in all the things? Yes, I do. But I've learned to be honest with the one who's created me, the one who wakes me up every morning. And when I wake up and say, God, I just can't do it today. Like, you don't put too much on these shoulders. Like, you got to tell me what to do. And then He has an email that comes through of another mother that says, Karen, I watched one of your lives and thank you for showing up. And then I was like, man, look at you showing out. Look at you. I told you to give me a sign. Look at you. Right? And then I get strength from another mother just saying, thank you for showing up. But what I've learned is I do not need approval. I don't need everyone's approval to live an honest, authentic life. I don't. What I've learned is I release the guilt that does not belong to me. It doesn't. Because in the past, I felt guilty as a mug and be like, oh Lord, if I say that, my grandmama she gonna slap taste out my mouth. I've learned even to tell her, well, grandma, you've lost a son. How you feel? Well, I just trust in God. Okay, grandma. All right, you still gonna take that stance? So now that she's 95, like she's like, I really do miss your dad. And I was like, oh, you do? Okay. And I said, well, see, Grandma, I'm not going to tell you what you told me. And you're like, what I told you? I'm like, well, Grandma, go over there and pray and ask God to give you strength because you're missing Him. And she's like, you know what? She called me by my little name. I said, it don't feel good, does it? She's like, no, because to believe in Him, it didn't change anything. I was like, that's all I was saying. That's all I was saying. I wasn't telling you to forsake your God. I wasn't. But what I was saying is be honest and truthful with yourself. And that's the first thing about healing is you have to be honest and truthful with. If you walk around here and tell yourself, "Oh, I'm blessed and highly favored," well, how you doing today? Yes, you've lost, and it's the first anniversary. How are you doing? Oh, I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm doing well. While on the inside, you just want to slap the taste out of that person for just asking you and reminding you that you are living this life. So the best way I could do that for myself was to learn how to be honest with myself. Forget about being honest with y'all. I had to be honest with myself. Yo, it ain't I come on here in a minute and be like, y'all, I'm going through it. I'm mad as hell. My heart is hurting. I'll cut some grass or whatever's going on. Y'all, I try to share not so that I can tell y'all my business, but so that I can help somebody else to know they're not the only one that's grieving and going through a difficult time. We have to paint a new picture. Slap the paint on the paper, feel those emotions. These colors are very, 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 very healing to me. I didn't slap them on here for anything beautiful. This isn't my beautiful flowers. Because right now, I'm not feeling very beautiful with what's going on. Because why? I gotta let go of some things. All right, let's back this up because I think this one is dry enough. All right, I'm going to move this over. Where's my top? Let's go. Okay, most. Chloe, good. Patricia, I think they are great. I understand everything Karen is talking about. Yeah, I'll be back and forth next time. I hope, love you guys. This made them so glad. Stuff. Thank you. Thank you. See you later. Hopefully you're still there and you got that. We'll see you around. We'll remember. We'll remember you. Oh, that's what we do over here. And then if I tend to forget, because you know, life after 50, the good thing is Cookie reminds me, Zal reminds me, everybody they reminds me. Here, we're pulling out the stamps that are in memory of my children that are no longer with us. So there we go. We got Joshua and Tanika. And we're gonna stamp out this page. Because remember, I told you, even in the times when, hey Lisa, even when life is, how can I say this? Even when life is slapping the hell out of you, you're being slapped this way and you're being slapped that way, and it's like, hold on. Then you turn the other cheek and you're getting slapped, just getting slapped. There's still beauty in the chaos. This is beauty coming to the chaos. All right, let's pull out our. We're gonna pull out our. And I juiced up my pad because y'all know Patricia said it needs to be juicy, juicy, juicy. And we're just gonna pop them down. I'm not gonna have no rhyme or reason. Because I got something else we're gonna create. Because this is the gulp technique. Granulating. That's what this one was. Is granulating under painting. So we put layers on top of layers. It's kind of what it is. But we have to know it's not only layers on top of layers. It's granulation. Granulating paint. It's just not any kind of paint. It's granulating paint. And if you want to know how we how this all started, go watch Bitty Penny and myself from Saturday's 4 hour live. Y'all, we was live for 4 hours. We had so much fun. Hashtag gulp, gulp, gulp. Feel like it needs to have a little gulp. Like you gotta put that G in your throat down, pull it from below. Gulp. From the back of your throat. Gulp. Not just gulp, gulp. Get it from the backside. Go ahead and do it. Do it. Do it till you're satisfied, whatever it is. All right, this. How am I looking at this? I feel like I gotta do one more right there. All right, let's do this. And we're not gonna have a waste. We're not gonna have a waste. We're gonna take this and I'm gonna kind of get some ink on here and some ink on here because I want this to be like like so. Hey Pinka! And I got a lot of ink in this stamp. I want it all to go on this paper. So sometimes when you want to let go, this is where I want to bang, 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 bang. This is where this will come in, the way PB banging. But y'all know I have a glass top. So I don't want it. I don't want to break my glass top. It's already split in half. Not from me banging on it though. So see, we already ready over there. So get ready. All right, there we go. Now I'll pull my brush out and then I'm going to pull my Rosa Gallery. You know what? I'm going to use, let's see. I'll use these since they're out right here. But I had my Rosa Gallery out. Since y'all were asking about these and they're right here, we're going to pull these out. So it's World Watercolor Month 2026, day 28. And we are still going strong. Not strong, strong with a K. What color are you? Let's see how you're going to look. Okay, that'll work. Oh, that'll work. Yay. So I had this idea from yesterday when I was doing the leaves. And I was just like, oh, let me try that tomorrow. I'm not going to do it today. But this is what I want. This is what I want to do. So if you are somebody and you're like, Karen, I can't draw your flowers. You don't have to. You don't have to. You can kind of get these as a template, right? You get these as a template And then you get to practice on not doing necessarily my flowers, because on the healing journey, your journey needs to be your journey. I'm just here to inspire you to start taking it. Oh, I don't like that. Let's take some of that green off. And to be honest with yourself. Don't worry about being honest with other people. You got to be honest with yourself. You know, you got to tell yourself you're a jackbutt. And if you tell yourself you're a jackbutt, then once you realize, be like, well, why you call yourself a jackbutt? You know, this is a conversation you're having with self. And you say self, and self say, Be like, why are you such a butt? Be like, well, I'm not a butt. And be like, well, why'd you do this or that? Right? You have these, got to get answers. You got to answer yourself. That's what I mean when I say you have to tell yourself the truth, and you have to be honest, because the healing journey requires you to say something like, I'm hurting right now and I can't show up, right? Okay, Janie, thank you for hanging out. I look forward to seeing you again. I'll be here tomorrow. Tomorrow is 11 o'clock, I think, as well. Wait, no, tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I'll be here at 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. It was nice meeting you, and thank you for your contribution in the chat. Appreciate it. Okay, there we go. Ooh, pull that down. Look at that. See how vibrant? These are just as vibrant as any of the other ones that I have. And because Maddie asked me last year what's my favorite paints, I was able to go through. Rosa Gallery is my favorite. I will not take these Blick paints and put them lower on the spectrum because of what I expect paint to do. So somebody else might be like, oh, they're crap. But my expectations of what I like in paint is different from other people. So I really like them. They're very pigmented, right? Look at that. And these are regular, these are not granulating, these are regular watercolors that I'm just kind of going in with these beautiful leaves. And we're just kind of making it look like it's a flower that we happen upon on our grief journey. And it made us happy. Right? There we go. Pull that right there just a little bit, and pull that one to go there, and pull that one to go there. And that right there. I kind of got two. There we go. Look at it. Okay, you might be like, oh, that's good. It's not, we're not done. We're not done. We're gonna do something else. Because remember, when life is slapping you and life is still serving you, and you're trying to figure out how in the hell are you gonna get up off the ground this time? What is life? Can life just give me a break? Can life just be a little nicer? And life is like, nope, I'm going to keep on swinging. Nope, I'm not going to give you a break. As a matter of fact, pow, lights got cut off. Pow, car broke down. Pow, children acting up. Pow, just life keep going and going and going. Okay, we're going to put, now these are Rosa Gallery because I like my purple. But when life still shows up, you still can be fabulous in it. This is gulp. Well, this is actually paint. This is not. So if you was using the granulation, it would be. But we're going to kind of go in a little bit because we're going to add a little bit of what makes us happy. And purple makes me happy. Yellow is my happy color. Purple makes me happy. There we go. And see, in the midst of all of life, it still shows up. It's not gone anywhere, right? So we can't change the past. We can only learn from it and continue to try to do better. That's it. Doesn't mean that you have to just be a jerk all the time. Maybe you're just a jerk on Tuesday. I think Fridays was a bad day for me, period, because Fridays was the day that I realized that that was the day that, Joshua passed on. And Fridays was real, real hard for me. So I feel like I was a jerk on Friday. And when I came to realize, be like, you know what? You're always in a little funky mood on Fridays. Why is that? So I asked the question, right? And then I had to wait for the answer because the answer doesn't always come right away. And one day I was sitting up here painting and I was doing something and I was just like, not wanting to talk, didn't want to answer the phone. I had it on do not disturb. And I was just like, you know what? It's Friday. And I was thinking about that boy real hard. And I was like, that's what it is. So I had to release that and be like, hey, gotta let that go. It's okay. Fridays can be good. Doesn't have to be triggering. It doesn't have to bring up bad days, bad memories. Let it go. Okay, Sal. I will leave the live going. Okie dokie. It'll be, look, I'll be gone. It's okay. As Eddie said, you don't have to have FOMO. Yeah, I want y'all to know this, right? I had to look up what FOMO meant. Because, I'm not just not in. I was just like, wait a minute. Okay. Well, yeah, I like to be in the chat. I like to be part of what was going on. So I guess I did have FOMO. But it wasn't a fear. It's just like, I just want to be there. There it is. See, look at that. Is that not beautiful? So, in the midst of the chaos, beautiful can show up, right? In the midst of people lying on you, talking crazy about you, just making life just difficult for no reason, just tell them it's okay. I'm going to slap some paint on you and I'm going to feel better, right? Y'all know what I do. I go and mow the yard. As a matter of fact, I think God wanted me to stop mowing yesterday because the lawnmower just stopped. And Mr. McCoy got home. He was asking me all these questions. I was like, well, if I knew, I'd have texted you and told you, basically. But I don't know why it stopped. It just stopped. And it just stopped. And I left it right there in the field where it stopped. So I noticed it was gone this morning. So I guess he fixed it or figured out what was wrong. Or it was out of gas. I didn't know. I didn't think I had been mowing that much to be out of gas. But I also don't check it when I get on it either, y'all. I just expect Mr. McCoy to keep it gassed up because he never know when I'm gonna mow. And for people to be like, wait, you mow your grass and your husband don't? I mow my grass because I want to, not because I have to. Mowing my grass is my therapy, which is another thing. Like I can't even control watercolors, so I don't try, but I can put them lines in that grass and then stand up and look at the end of it when I go on my walk and be like, look at that, I did that. And it makes me feel good. Just like when I made that card. If y'all could have heard me on my Zoom Sunday with my members, it's like, whoa, wait a minute. Oh, I was so happy that I learned how to use my big shot. Now I still feel like now that I know how to do it, now I want to do other things, and I don't know how to do it. But I'm going to trust the process. I'm going to give myself grace. I am. Lisa says she pulled weeds. Oh, the belt came off? Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you got that back on. Wonder why the belt came off. Did it break? See, that's why Mr. McCoy be around sometime, y'all, because he know how to do all them things. That lawnmower would have been sitting out there. I'd had to call somebody else because I wouldn't have got up under there and figured out that lawnmower done rode over snakes and poop. I wouldn't get under there. I am a little prissy though. I mean, yesterday I was mowing the grass in shorts. I'm gonna stop doing it. Usually I don't. I usually don't because the grass kind of pops up. But again, that's what my point was. I wasn't gonna be on the mower long. I just wanted to kind of take a deep breath. And when I get on the lawnmower, I can breathe, like literally. And then when it just cut off, I was just like, okay, well, I guess God said that's enough. Now get off and go back in the house, which it usually means it's protecting me from probably rolling up on a snake or walking up on a snake. I don't know. Cause y'all know I told y'all I asked God, like He did it, but I don't know. In my mind, it makes me feel better. It's like God, can you let your creepy crawlies come out when I'm not out here, please and thank you. It was too much grass. Okay, that means it was too much grass that got up under there. All right, let's see. I want this one. I want one to be set apart. So we're gonna let it represent. Um, I don't know. Let's see what color. Maybe. Um, Like it has to be a color that's not in it. Oh, yellow. No, no, yellow won't show up. What color? Like we got gold won't work. Orange, orange won't work. Green, don't want a green flower. Blue, 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 blue. Let's do blue. Let's do blue. Let's do Lisa said I will be out there in Daisy Duke. I'll be out there in Daisy Dukes on a tank top, slow mowing. Goodness, Lisa, that is funny. Oh Lord, no, I'm not gonna be after I saw them daggum. Did I tell y'all the dogs got the apple, not the apple, no, the pear tree over in the orchard. The pear tree has evidently some yellow jackets, and yellow jackets are in the ground. These yellow jackets are in the ground. Whoever was on PMR Studio yesterday talking about the yellow jackets and wasps are the same, I disagree very much so. Um, but the when I mowed over, went around the pear tree, and I guess I mowed over them, and the bees, the yellow jackets came, buzzing out because I rode over them. And when I looked back, I thought the dogs were fighting each other, but they were trying to get the bees off of them because the bees had got all over them. And it was like it was the puppy, it was all of the females. And even Lily Rose, she had the worst. I was just like, oh my goodness. After I realized what had happened, I had shorts and short sleeves on. So I went away from the dogs, right? And went around and called them over to the water so I could squirt them off of them with the water. So the puppy was having a hard time. So I got stung twice trying to help the puppy. But I got him off, and I was just like, "Oh my goodness!" So I told Mr. McCoy we need to get something put over there because it's going when it comes to be pear picking time. I don't have time to be fighting with no daggum yellow jackets. And yellow jackets when they sting, it feels like somebody has taken a hypodermic needle and stabbed you. And asked me how I know. I had on some jeans, and we was when we first moved here, and we was doing some cleaning, and there was a nest, and this is how I know that they were in the ground. Because when I walked over and was pulling stuff up, that thing came up out that ground and stung me through my jeans. So that when whoever was talking yesterday, I was like, I disagree. My wasp, they're up in a nest, like, because I have to keep the spray, because they be trying to make their nest on the porch. I keep them sprayed up. I don't know what we paying Terminex for. 'Cause I got more daggum spiders and everything. Terminex need to come every daggum every month until I don't see no spiders. Seven dusk late in the evening. Pray for a skunk. Oh, pray for a skunk to visit. So the skunk will get rid of it. Yellow jackets are yeah, ground. That's what I was saying yesterday. Oh, listen, Keisha, I felt so bad for my dogs. I did. And then Brandy, where she got stung, the stinger, because it hurts. She has two spots on her that she had dug so much she done pulled the hair all off. It's growing back now. They're growing back now. But OMG. I felt so bad for them. And it's not like, it wasn't. I thought it was sticker brows at first. And then when they were like yelping, I was like, oh my goodness. And then I went way around them and got that water hose. And I was like, all right, guys, come here, come here. And they was not fighting. They was coming. And I was spraying. I was hitting them with the water hose at the same time. I was wetting me up to make sure I didn't get stung. But when the puppy dropped down, she started crying. I was just like, oh Lord. And I could see it was on him and he couldn't like get it off. Lily Rose, she just waddled around on the ground and got him off of her. And then the next day, you would think now, after the dog's done been through this ordeal, you would think Sienna Grace, but she wanted a pair because the pairs are coming in and, whatever drop on the ground, they would usually go over and get them. And what she do? She goes over there. And next thing I saw her running from over there. I'm sitting on the porch, as a matter of fact, watching PMR Studio. And I'm like, what are you doing? And then when I saw four of them on her, luckily I had the wasp spray on the porch. So I had to spray her, and then one of them was stuck on her collar and had to get that one off. So I was just like, oh, shoot. So I knocked that one off of her and fought it from stinging me because it was trying to get to me too. But they made me feel, I felt so bad for them. I was just like, oh. So I don't know. But seven dust. So if you're saying, so Lisa, we need to throw some seven dust over there. I told Mr. McCoy we get in the truck and have the window down and spray some bug spray or something over there. Cause I'm not walking over there. I do not want to be stung by no yellow jacket. Yellow jackets, I think, are the worst. I'd rather be stung by a bee. But them yellow jackets, they are cruel. Yeah, I saw that yesterday when you were saying you were stoned. You said, yeah, I was out of my clothes before I got the garage open. Yeah, because they get all up in you. Yeah, jackets are in the wasp. Yeah, they're cousins, but they're not. Yeah, they're cousins. That's what I said yesterday. They're cousins, but one does its nest up, and the yellow jackets, they do theirs in the ground. Now check this out. Isn't that beautiful? So we started out with life just being mean and cruel, right? And now we've made life beautiful. So I've stamped. So here's another way that you can do the flowers, right? So I'm working on leaves. I'm working on leaves. I'm working on leaves, having a leaf stamp, creating that. So y'all pray for that journey because my creative process also centers around my grief process. And if I'm in a great, great mood, I will say I find it a little hard to kind of create a little bit. Like I can create beautiful flowers, but my leaves, getting them to do what I want them to do. So I have the two that were the top ones for yesterday. And it's not so much that's doing them, it's creating them, putting them in the form to where they can get creative. So y'all pray for that journey because I'm on it. I'm on it. And Jennifer says she is not gonna let me go. I gotta make it happen, and I'm here for it because I love my leaves, and I would love to make it to where people. That's another way of using the stamps. Is you don't have to be able to know how to do nothing. You don't have to know how to draw. And if you have my stamp flowers, and then you have a stamp leaves, then you just go around and do your little thing, and that works out. Hey, Marcy. When you swat them, it causes them to be, yes, when you swat at them, that makes it worse. Oh my goodness, it does. And I've learned that. So since we've been here on the ranch, I've learned about them daggum. Oh, being a country girl, I thought I knew about bees, but I had never been bitten by a yellow jacket. I never had. I don't even ever remember having a run-in with yellow jacket. Okay, so now we got this all down. I feel like now I want to come in with some bright colors. That yellow is doing mighty fine. And we have, let's go with this one right here. So I want people to think about things in life. When life shows up and it's bad, you can still find the beauty on the journey. Don't give up. Just let go of what's no longer serving you. Sometimes I feel like I have to have a partner in crime in my life, so that I have a sounding board. Because sometimes even me on my grief journey, when I decide once I decide it's not my grief that is really making me angry, then that's when I usually need to call Crystal, and be like, hey, okay, I need to talk through this, because it's either one or two things. It's either my grief journey because I'm sad, or it's something about one of them children, so then I have to kind of talk myself off the ledge because why? It's a past decision that was made. And I'd be like, wait, maybe I did do something that affected, such and such. And I just need to be like, my bad. We have to admit our wrong in people's lives. Not that I wanted to just ignore it. It's just like, good gracious of life. I didn't know. Right. So I like that. And over here on my grief journey, I'm learning to be honest with myself. I'm learning to tell people, look, you hurt my feelings and you won't do that again. So probably my next defense mechanism is probably going to be to cuss you out. And remember, I'm trying to find a happy medium with that because that's not what I want to be. So I don't like that I've had to bring back out a can of whip behind. I don't like that, but I do like the fact that I feel free to tell people how I feel and to not really worry about their feelings anymore. Because why? I guess they wasn't worried about mine, right? So let go of things that no longer serve you. I like that. Okay, so let me tell you something about this. Now that I've incorporated watercolors. When I say watercolors, I mean regular watercolors. These are regular watercolors. These are not granulating. This one is my Blick watercolors, and these are my Rosa Gallery. Okay, that needs to dry before I close it. Now that I put them on this page with these granulating watercolors, what they're going to do is they're going to come together. They're going to come together. It's not going to just sit on top of it. Because remember, I didn't, what do I call it? I didn't put gesso on this page. So you can see right here, see how that is going into that? So the granulation that's up under it is combining with the wet that's on top. That's the gulp, the granulating under painting. So we got granulating under painting. The gulp is under there. And it's going to combine because this up under here is kind of, it wasn't wet, but it's still a little wet. Now you could have stamped on top of this with the granulating, the base of it, which was the granulation that I put down first. You could have stamped on top of it, right? Because the archival ink is waterproof. As a matter of fact, let's see, this one is still kind of wet, but I kind of want to do this one. This one, which one is wetter? This one is wetter. So when you go in, and I think it's a very fun technique. So I am grateful for Betty Penny to kind of, be like, Karen, give them another chance. What about if you do this? And I'd be like, okay, well, you know what? Let me pull them out. Let's do it. Let's do it. There's a whole video for that, y'all. All right, Keisha, see you later. It was good seeing you on the chat. I look forward to hearing your voice soon, too. Have a great day. And tell Ronan we said hello. We miss hearing his little voice. Okay, see here? It's still wet. But because the archival ink is waterproof, it's kind of going to sit there. It's not going to, it's not going to go in. As opposed to, let's take some of this ink off of here. And still I want to make what is that one? That one. That one. Oh, it is giving you Mardi Gras vibes, isn't it? That purple, it is. It really is. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And see, I think this is a good technique. If Bernadette is still here, this is something that Bernadette could do. Like, you don't have to know how to do all the things. You take a stamp it onto a background. And if you want to watercolor, watercolor. If you don't, you don't. Now, here's where it's not going to work. Why? Because distress oxides, let's see if this color, distress oxides are active, watercolor, you know the word, soluble. They're going to activate. So let's put a lot of this on here so we can cover up the ink. So there it is. And we can let's plop it right there. Okay, you're still here. So yeah, this is something that you could do. Now, here's the thing. That one it wasn't wet up there, but here is the thing. It is doing something. And it might not do a lot because there was still archival ink on there, but you can see how it is blending right there. So it might kind of see it spreading a little bit. I don't know if y'all can see it. And that's because the archival ink is water, it activates. So it can be activated with water. So I wouldn't be able to go behind that one and paint that one. So what I'm gonna do with that one, because I want it to be very, very bold. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see if it doesn't make a mess. I mean, if it does, it's okay. Because we show up and try to do something great and wonderful, and then life just serves us up a mess. It's okay. It's okay. Let's get mine. But I'm grateful that I have found I found outlets that help me on my grief journey. And so that's just it. If you're in life and you're just trying to find something, just find what makes you happy. I think I saw this lady on TikTok. She says she's a crafter. She's a crafter whore. And I was like, why is she calling herself a crafter whore? She's like, she go from project to project. I was like, well, I just wouldn't have thought of that. And I had to think about it. I was like, well, Karen, are you a crafter whore? And I was like, no, actually, I'm not. I don't think. And then I had to like, well, if I am, then okay, well, I'm having fun out here whoring in these streets with these crafting supplies. It's better than being out here in the streets the other way. So I just gave myself permission to be like a crafty whore. Just like, okay, I like embossing. I like all the things. So instead of being and but she so when I went back on her page, she has a lot. So I said, oh, I'm not a crafter whore. She is. Like she has a lot of projects. And the other thing is she was saying, she said, yeah, I bought this 5 years ago and said I was gonna get into doing this and I didn't do that. And she spent, when I tell you she spends a lot of money on this stuff. So I was like, oh well no, Karen, I'm a mixed media artist. I use my stuff. So everything in my studio I use. So I'm not a craftaholic or a craftaholic or none of that. I use my stuff. And now that I've learned how to use my big shot, that's really gonna open up the door. Alicia said, her privately does not order sorry outside. Yes, yes. Uh-huh. But I put both of them down. That's hot, but it ain't hot enough. So I'm gonna hit this because I put the embossing down. Zippy said, I'm 100% a newbie and already a craft and supply. Owning it. But so if you're a newbie, Zippy, you're trying to figure out what you like, right? I think that's a little different. I don't think you're a, yeah, I think that's a little different. Okay, let's put this, because remember, the base of this was when light shows up and you can't control nothing. And the color just, life just gets slapped at you. Something goes wrong in the house, the kids go wrong, the dog is sick, and that's represented here in color. And then on top of this, I just want it to be like, okay, well, it can still show up and be a beautiful month, a beautiful day, a beautiful year, because you create something beautiful even in the midst of the bad. So then we can't call it bad anymore, because if we wouldn't have gone through what we went through, we wouldn't have been able to show up and create some of the fabulous things that we do. That's what I've accepted in my life and on my journey. I couldn't change what has happened in my life. But look at that. And now I can go back and I can make this. See, it's a lot of green on this one. I think I'm gonna have to do my leaves in a different color green. I don't even have to do them green, right? I don't have to do them green. I don't even have to put leaves on here. I could actually make this a very, very intimate mixed media. Like I could either come back and watercolor and color in here, or I don't have to do anything. I can leave it just the way it is. So many possibilities. So many possibilities. Um, Thank you, Alicia. I like the white. Isn't that white pretty on all of that? We still should put our stamp on it. We still should put our stamp on it. Exactly. I've lost count is what I've started and not finished yet. Hey, but at least it's still there. So then there was another lady. I don't know if y'all have seen this on social media. I can't remember if it was on because I watch TikTok more for the laughs, for the shiz and giggles. Instagram, I do more to keep up with a lot of the people that I follow in creating and ideas and stuff like that, and to be like, oh, to be inspired. Um, but there's a lady who she said she bought somebody's craft. She buy craft rooms. She buy people's craft room. Like when they pass away and the people don't want it, then she buy the whole craft room and then she sells it. I think that's how it's went. I can't remember where I saw it to go back and see if that's what it is. But I just remember she was doing, it might have been a short. So it might have been on YouTube because it might have been a short, but I don't know. Anyways, she was saying in the conversation, don't judge the lady because the lady bought stuff that made her happy, that gave her joy. And when I tell you she had rows and rows of colored paper, just looking at the colored paper made me happy. So I was like, oh my goodness, look at all of that paper. Why? Because it made me happy because now I'm over here in this card making thing and I got a pile of colored paper over here and I looked at it and I was like, oh, that is pretty. Look at all those rainbow colors. Kristen Swain on YouTube buys big hauls and sells on whatnot. I don't know. Is that her? I'm gonna have to go and check it out. Is that did she just recently buy a big old like she bought a whole it's just it was oh my goodness. I feel like this is what I feel like. I need to find her who she is because she had stamping stuff, she had big shot stuff, she had all the stuff that I was like, oh, I maybe need to buy it from her instead of, and then that makes the lady who passed on, it lets her stuff live in another studio instead of, you know, it's kind of like when Keisha sent the book that she got at an estate sale. Like I've added little stuff to it. I should have showed it before I left, but it's over there. I'm looking at it right now. And that book is still living on, you know? So that's the way I look at it. Like my studio goes to two of my granddaughters. And whatever they choose to do, I've had conversation with them now. They're young now. But as they grow and I still live, I'm giving them the opportunity to say, well, if you want to, or if you don't want to, just let me know because I could leave explicit instructions for Mr. McCoy because I don't want nobody coming in here selling off my studio. I don't. I would like to leave some instructions. I don't want them packing up stuff, taking it to Goodwill, and I don't. I would love to just, like leave it to people that I know will continue the journey with the stuff. I mean, people that usually get it from Goodwill and thrift stores, they will, but I want to be in on it. So y'all hear that control in there? You gotta release it a little bit. I might can't control it. They might take it. Only thing I don't want is them to throw it in trash. That's what I don't want. Like this is my life right now. This is a job right now. I like doing what I do. Right? So yeah. Zippy says, I have myself a craftervention. You had a craftervention last night when I glued my fingers together and had to go. Oh my goodness. Oh well, it was a double wipe. Oh goodness, that's funny. I think she may have opened a brick and mortar too, but not sure. I think that's pretty cool too. Cookie say kind of the reason why I like studio tours to see the beautiful items people have to create with. Yeah, I feel like I need to do one right now. Um, I don't know. I feel like there's nothing nobody can gain from my studio, but they might. I don't know. I feel like it's not serving me right now, so I don't know. He said, "Hey, I don't like talking about that." Well, get out of the chat then. This is a real live conversation over here. Sorry, but not sorry. I'm gonna be gone one day, and I hope the Lord takes me first. That's just how it is. And Mr. McCoy don't like having them kind of conversations. But you've stood by the same caskets I've stood by. Life. This is a real deal thing. And if we don't talk about it and be real about it, when it does happen, it'll slap the taste out of our mouths, and we wouldn't know what to do. So at least now you know what I want. Wherever you are, you outside? Where you at? He won't come in the studio with me, y'all, and have a real conversation. Lisa said when my neighbor, who was a scrapbook maker and card, I was allowed to go in and get anything I wanted. There was an insane amount of stuff. I brought a carload home. See, I would have liked to have a neighbor like you. I don't have, well, I barely have neighbors, first of all. And the people that I know here that do craft, they're old. They're older than me. Yeah, I got what you were saying, Lisa. I got it. But even nobody really in my family. Like my daughter does, but she does stuff differently. So her daughter is the one. But yeah. Okay, let's get off of that subject. Mr. McCoy he's been triggered. Go mow some grass. Speaking of which, we need to go and see the attorney because it's time to update wills. You come to join the studio? Listen, y'all, he got his hat on in my house and he opened my door and he talking about, do I want something to drink? I have coffee. You can warm this up. You do not want me to say what I want to say after you did that. Just saying. And he might need to go potty. So Mr. McCoy is in the studio, but I promise you, he's not gonna say nothing. You gonna say something? Hey, hello everyone. Oh, he's saying something. Now, why was you triggered? You say, hey, I don't like talking about that. You don't like talking about death? Or you don't like talking about my death? Got to go first. No, see, he wants to go first. I have to go first. Oh, isn't that sweet? He don't want to be without me. See how selfish he is? I can't even die first, y'all. He might need to go potty, but yeah. Everybody says hello. 1 minute. Everybody says hello. I think he's still in the chat, but he said he needs to go first because he can't live without me. And I'm always telling him he's so selfish. It's like, no, I need to go first. First of all, I don't want to be back here having to deal with, God forbid, his mama if he died before her. It'll be a whole thing. That'll be a whole. I know what that looks like when his sister passed. I just like, no. And as a mother who has lost children, I know what that's like. I don't want to be a part of that. So don't serve me a cup of coffee. All right. I just got a thought. I got a thought, y'all. Hold on. I just got a thought. We're gonna do some things. We're gonna do some things. We're gonna put a little Dino Wakley out. And then I figure if I go first, then he'll have all of my family, all my friends will be here for him. Like he'll inherit a whole lot. Make sure there's no glue on your hands. Oh, look, Mr. McCoy, Lisa says she'll take a sweet tea. I don't got no tea made. I don't even have none in the refrigerator. Y'all checking out what I'm doing? You picking up what I'm putting down? We are spattering. Okay. That's right. Oh, see, I said that would be great. And we really need to go get these wheels done if we're gonna do that. Did y'all hear him? He said we'll mess around and have a notebook experience. If you've seen the movie Notebook, then you know. Thank you very much. Oh yes, that is good. Warmed up the second time. I like warmed up coffee. Um, that'll be fine with me. I'm cool with a notebook experience. That means you don't have to live without me, and I don't have to live without you. Because if the lawnmower was out there to still be out there, then I'd be crying. Where is he at? He's not here to get to fix this daggum lawnmower. So it works both ways. Just saying. Just saying. Think about me. I think about you. Don't just think about yourself. And then the kids done already told him it's like, well, we'll take care of you when mom gone. So we everybody got something, everybody got it all worked out. But me personally, God forbid, like serious talk, serious talk. If something was to happen to Mr. McCoy, I wouldn't want to go live with nobody. I want to stay right here on the ranch. Like I feel like I would tell, like, look, I can't get Bernadette to come and live with me because she got a mama and her. We can't get Miss Pat. Miss Pat probably ain't gonna leave Jacksonville to come and get on the ranch because it'd be too quiet here. Miss Pat like to sit on the porch, so that wouldn't work. But y'all have to come and hang out at least 2 weekends a month because I don't want to leave the ranch. It's just my peace. Look at that. Oh, look at that. This made me think of who was talking about Jason Pollock. Somebody was talking about Jason Pollock the other day. I did look at his stuff and I do love it. So that's what made me want to splatter and pop this down. Now what other color we got? That would stand out on the page. See how that's standing out on the page? I don't want to splatter white because we already have white right there. You could create a crafty ranch retreat. That's what so Marcy, I'm trying to do that now while he's alive and me, because that's really, really what I want is a craft like well, I want it to be like a retreat for mothers who have lost children. So that because moving here on the ranch totally saved my sanity, like moving away from Colorado, living in a subdivision, um, truly, truly saved my sanity. I got away from people being close and, coming around. Yeah, that was Michelle, yes, who spoke of Jackson Pollock. But we're opening this year is slowly going. We had guests in the studio this month. There's a video for that. And we're gonna have a guest in the studio next month. So if we could just have it to where I have a tiny house in the back. If I could literally turn that sucker into a not so much a studio, but a place where we could go back there and create, because like I have bottles, I've been saving colored bottles, and like when you're feeling tired and sick and tired and you just need to just break something, I want to have a section back there on the back side of the property that you throw the bottles at like a brick or whatever, and you break it and then you make something. They have a name for it. Y'all put it in chat if you know what I'm talking about. And you make something out of the broken bottles, because even though the bottles are broken, they still can create something beautiful. And all this is stuff that I've done on my healing journey. And the best thing I think I did for, oh, I like that. Oh, let's do that. The best thing I think I did for myself was move and healed. Remember, I was very honest with myself. I can't do this anymore. I got to do, got to find something new. And plus, life was just serving, and I wanted something different. So I'm happy that life is still opening up and evolving. It's like a butterfly. Like I'm not even 100% there, but I know it's changing, and I'm open for it. I'm happy about it. I kind of liked that until it got over in the color that it looked like, but it's going to be very, very shimmery though. And these are um Dalarowny, what are these things called? Alcohol acrylic inks. These are acrylic inks. Man, breaking stuff is very, very, very. That's why I got the tractor. So on the tractor, I get on the tractor and I go dig a hole, move the dirt, then go cover the hole up, then layer it all back down just to do it again when I need to do it. Let's see. I'm gonna trust the process. I'm gonna trust it. I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna put it down. Maybe a little bit because I don't want it. It's you'll be able to see the flower, so just a little bit. I like that. So this is another thing. This is another time to give you just experiment with your stuff. You don't like what it looked like, don't stop. And it's another time to kind of use what you got. Use your stuff. You know what Di says, use it or lose it. We don't want to lose our stuff and we want to use it. So when the time does come, because we all have to say goodbye one day in this world, we just don't know when, right? At least they can say, well, at least she used this or she used that. It wasn't brand new. I love breaking stained glass to get the right size pieces. Ooh, now that sounds good. Stained glass. I don't have no stained glass. Yeah, that's it. Is the to retain the broken though, rather than releasing the past. Kintsugi is to retain the broken rather than releasing the past. I don't like that one. I'll have to do some pencil work on that one. And one of them in I forgot where it is, but I think it's Japanese that they do, and they repair it with gold. I saw it, I like magnolia, sweet magnolias. That was when I saw it on there when she broke his thing and he was explaining it to her, on his journey. And if you haven't seen Sweet Magnolias, I'm recommend that you go over and check out Sweet Magnolias. It'll make your heart happy. It's like my little southern town around here. There we go. Kind of bring the kind of. I lost it a little bit. Kind of put them back just a little bit. There we go. Boop, boop. There we go. I like that. See, that makes it even better. Wabi sabi. Is that what it is? I don't know. Hey, Barb, how are you? The Japanese art of fixing broken pottery with gold is called, so it is called kintsugi. Kintsugi. Okay. That's what Cookie was talking about. Okay. But we ain't got no gold. We can use gold paint. Hey, Lisa. How are y'all? Y'all been hanging out up? Look at that. I'm happy with that. I might need to splatter with some white because that white is looking real good up there. Ransom Canyon is similar. Let me write that down. Where's the pen? This is another reason why I like having the craft paper and the papers up under here. And I usually take these and put them in my journals. Okay, Ransom Canyon. Cause y'all know what they say about broken crayons. Thank you, Barb. You're speaking truth again today. Listen, Barb, I was just talking to myself. I just cut the live on so y'all could watch me paint. I was talking to myself. I think I've watched Steel Magnolias, but don't know Sweet Magnolias. Sometimes I miss lives as I'm in the UK, so sometimes lives are too late, but I rewatch. Sweet Magnolias. So Sweet Magnolias is a new show on Netflix, and all five. So it's five seasons out now, and it's just about a little country town. I don't even know where they are, but it's outside of Charleston, I think. Usually they end up going to Savannah or somewhere like that. But it reminds me of my little town here because I'm just a little country girl from Alabama and we love magnolias. I planted 2 magnolia trees. Are you feeling better, Blake? You feeling better? Blake, like I'm trying to figure out why you live. Like why my daddy had to take me to the bathroom. He didn't take me for a walk. Zal say I'm starting to feel hungry. I'm starting to feel hungry too. And I ate right before the live. I had eggs with spinach and grits. I sure did. And Blake ain't going for no walk because it's hot. It is already 1 o'clock. Oh, it's 1 o'clock. It's time for me to go. It's 93 degrees outside. So you know I'm drinking my coffee. I am not going outside. And ain't I'll be here till after PMR studio. Okay, guys, I'm gonna get off of here because I just realized it is 1 o'clock. So our time together has come to a end. So World Watercolor Month, day 26, all about healing colors that we took our granulation watercolors. These are the two-tone tourmalinating watercolors that we have basically used the gulp technique that Bitty Penny really came up with it because she was slapping that paint down and doing this, but we had fun, right? So you can take a mess and turn it into something beautiful. Now I'm going to let this dry and I'm probably going to try to find the greenest green I can make and still put some leaves on here. I'm going to try, but if it works out, it do. If it don't, then no worries. No, it's not going to worry. We only deal with things that we can control. We're going to let go of the things that we cannot control, right? That's how that's going to be. So as we close out World Watercolor Month, day 28, I want you to remember this, guys. You do not have to carry everything into your next season, the next quarter, or next year, whatever your next is. You do not have to keep revisiting a situation that kind of has already shown you what it is, right? You do not have to continue proving your value to people who refuse to see it. You are already worthy of it. I've already told you you're worthy. Remember, look in the mirror every day and tell yourself what? I'm the best thing that God woke up this morning and is. You don't have to prove nothing to nobody. So don't punish yourself forever for a decision that you maybe made 10, 5, 6, or 5 minutes ago. Okay? Sometimes you just can't change things. Sometimes we are never just in complete control. And sometimes it's just not yours to control. So let it go, let them go. Be honest with yourself, give yourself grace, give yourself wisdom, and don't react to things that has happened in the past. Okay, guys? I want y'all to have a great, great day and choose peace. Choose emotional freedom. I love you guys and thank y'all for showing up. See you over at PMR Studio at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you later. Bye.